Okay. Or might always demand that they need to get what they want. Well, most of the springtime signs, if you want a relationship with a springtime sign, you have to have an add-on. You have to give something to them. Why do they give up their freedom to be with you? If you know you're going to do their freedom, you have to want to add on and make it easier for them, make it better for them. And because they're adventurous, some people will align to that. I like that. Okay. Yeah, well, that's enough for the moon. We'll take the moon. Then we'll go to Mercury. The Mercury is right at the very beginning of it. It's in Aries. Well, it's technically not in orb of the conjunction to the Venus, Mars, and the Sun. It's just 1 degree out of the orb to Venus, or 39 minutes out of 7 degrees. 7 degrees, 39 minutes away. So just pushing the limits of what would be a conjunction. And by itself, normally I wouldn't consider it so, but they're going to be theming with, so the Mercury is still going to be strongly, it's in Aries, it's going to be impulsive, impatient, trying to prove things, competitive, that's the competitive, impatient mind, restless, quick to act, I got to do this, quick to argue, quick to think, and be fast. I want to put ideas into action on impulse. It's not a cautious, not a practical Mercury. The moon, the lifestyle, I need to be practical, I have these things, but the mind is, I can do this, can I do that? I can do, it's going to be geared to action. Geared to acting on my own ideas, don't tell me what to do. I can see what I want, I know what I want, I know what I can do, I'm doing this. So it's going to be quick to interpret. And you see it as a restlessness, so you try and tell a kid what to do. Not a good listener. There's this sextile to Jupiter, so it's not a bad aspect to Jupiter, so it's not ignorant or misunderstanding, but it is square to Uranus. That increases the anxiety and instability of the Mercury. It causes a high-end, it's again a kind of, Moon Pluto is a disassociative factor. Uranus, Moon, Mercury is a restless, excitable, even unstable thinker. Destable, it makes the thinking more erratic or more unstable or more radical. And that radicalness added to the impulsiveness of the thinking. Who knows what would come out of his mouth? Who knows what he would say? How would you get him to shut up? How would you get him to not make a comment? How would you get him to not do things? He's going to have this competitive, impulsive mind, quick to have the one-liners that are jokes, quick to have ideas. Okay, by itself, that's there. It's very close to the others, but but this impulsive, restless, quick to act mind, but not always stable, not always secure, not always seen. There's a worry side to anxiety and worry side, nervous, restless side. So the ideas are not always that stable. So it might be difficult for him to deal with school. Teachers tell him what to do. It's like you have an overactive kid that can't sit still in the class. What kind of job is going to take? He's not going to want to be fitting in and being told what to do and just sit there. So you can see the challenge to bring this kid up is going to have to be, you're going to have to keep this kid very active and doing it here, go do this, go prove this, go do this, and keep them active to get the ideas. But it's restless, it's unstable. The minute an idea isn't stable, something's not stable, it's going to affect them. But restless, I think, would be, we'll leave it at restless. So that might impede, it's going to be a challenge to see what kind of education would come into this. With every kid, you're going to try and get the education or try and see what he can go, but he's inclined to go off more quickly on his own if he had to. Might want to do business more than stay put. Okay, that's Mercury. One aspect. Venus is next, the choices. Venus, your choices, your values, your self-worth, your appreciation. That's in Aries. Venus doesn't rule Aries. Venus tends to be the flirt or the or it's like you want something, you go for it too fast. You don't wait, you don't work for it. You just, I want it, I got to get it. I go for it now. I like you. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Go. So when I wanted something, he would go on impulse for the one. So the hunt is better than the catch. The hunt, the flirt, the trying to be liked, and I gotta like what I'm doing. If his Venus was negative and didn't like it, he would come out fighting. He wouldn't want but normally Venus generally seduces our mind. Our mind is thinking a certain way, and Venus comes up and says, I want this, and it affects our mind. And it tells us, because of when I got to start thinking, how am I going to get it? How am I going to get it? And some people do it in Mercury and Capricorn, we all get strategies towards it in different styles or different ways of the signs. But the Mercury in Aries doesn't want to strategy. They want to find what to do. They want to put that idea into action. They want to respond quickly around what they want. Okay, so this wanting and the impulse of the competitiveness, this can be very passionate, but it's quick to start, not so good at starting, not so good at finishing. All the Aries is that. This Venus, it trines Pluto. It doesn't have the same problem with the Pluto hitting the moon. Take away from home and family, good control. Trines Pluto, but the Venus is conjunct the Mars and the Sun, and close to the Mercury. Okay, so like if we consider them all close, because Mercury will get pulled into this. How could Mercury argue with the Venus, the Mars, and the Sun? So not only does Venus want things, but as soon as it wants something, it's conjunct Mars. It knows what to do to get it. It's not content to wait with it getting what one wants. I'm going to push to get it. I got to get this. This is a very Mars-Venus conjunct. That's a very sexy person with a certain sexual charisma who's going to push to get what they want. How about let's go for it? Let's go for it. And there's going to be a certain style in doing that, an ability to do that. That the Venus Mars is together with the Mercury. It's smart, it's charismatic, it's energetic, and it's active. But the process of the Venus making the choices, as soon as it makes the choices, it's in Aries realm. So I want this, what I got to do? I got to do this. It's going to try and find the impulse to do it. It's not going to have much tolerance if it can't do it or get what it wants. It's going to have quick frustration. That's there regardless of whatever house it would be in. It's still, this quality is still there. So the Venus Mars, the ability to the Mars adds force to the desires. So the desires and what you want and what you wish for, what you like, you're ready to fight for, you're ready to push for, you're ready to go be strong and make it happen. And with the mind right there, Venus makes the mind think that way, and the actions follow thoughts. And these three, the personal planets, all work together to go for something and make it happen. I see something, let's go for it. I can do this, I can do this. I'm not going to wait to say, well, wait, should we wait to do it this way or that way? No, I'm just doing it. They're going to see how to do it quickly. And they'll know how to get it, whether it's stable or not. They know how to get it, whether they can hold it or have the patience to hold on to things, that's another thing. But this Venus, it tends to be a little rowdy. So Venus and Aries, wait, you want things, you push for it too fast, it makes things a little coarse or vulgar. So often the Venus and Aries would screw this or damn this or F this or F that. Like it could easily, that frustration would run across that type of response, not getting what we want instantly, verbalize and act out in a kind of anger or sharpness. Okay, the conjunct the Mars, the acting out, the force of desires, just wanting something, going to get it. It's like, I love you, I want you, let's do it. Okay, it has that charismatic energy, but it puts power behind what one wants, so pushing to get what one wants, pushing as strong as anybody would push to get what one wants. So the ability to get what one wants and to do it, that's not a strong, that's a strong here. The question is what choices ones make of the Venus being impulsive could make decisions too fast, make choices too fast, and act faster than one should. Or might not be as socially evolved, or might not be as concerned about others, but could see a personal gain or see what one wants. Okay. Now, the Uranus is too far away. It doesn't hit the Venus, or it would be very neurotic. It doesn't hit the Mars, but the one bad aspect hitting this Venus is the Neptune. It's the Mars too, we'll get to it. But the Venus to Neptune, it kind of weakens and confuses. Neptune confuses and clouds the issue. It distorts what one wants. This is the classic alcoholic chart, Neptune Venus aspect. If I can't get what I want, I better have this. If I can't get this, I gotta have this. It creates dreams and expectations and fantasies around what one wants. If we're in a conjunction, the person will be like impulsively going for whatever charmed them. They still might be, but here there's an opposition. Something's not as it seems. There's a hauntingness. This is a little kid who wants to all the attention, wants to be secure, but it's as if the mom wasn't there and he wasn't wanted. He was made to feel guilty for what he wanted. He's an inconvenience to the parents almost. Well, I'm just trying to imagine the loneliness is kind of like a blues song. It's wanting things, wanting what you can't have, or having what you don't want, or like it's evasive. It's hard. It's hard for this Venus to be stable. So it's hard to know what's real, if what you want is real or not real. The moon in Taurus knows what's real. The Venus is going to say, what do I do? Do I go for this, or what am I going to do for it? What am I going to get for it? What do I want? What's love? What's emotions? What should I do? There's a should. There's a guilt or a should or an expectation, a condition. Should I do this? Should I do that? What's right? What's wrong? It's confusing. I want you. I can't have you. What do I mean? I can't have you. I'm here and there. So there's a sorrow or confusion tied up to this Venus. And add it to the restlessness of Mercury and the Mercury and the Venus and Aries, you end up with a confusion of choices. How do you make the right choices? How do you know what you want? How can you see? When I want something, I want it too much. When I can't have something I really want it, when I have something I might want to be avoid from it, it creates an overprojection and an evasiveness around satisfaction, around contentment. So this Venus is rarely content. This is the affliction of being in its fall. It's not content in Aries. It's impulsive. It's trying to get things, and it will want things. It'll want the moon. It'll want the world. It'll want the dream. And so we don't know. It also could be someone in a one-sided relationship that's really having to answer up to everyone's needs. They're not getting what they want, or whatever. It could be really the Venus is really, it's so fast, it's so impulsive, but it's diluted, it's confusing. So you could attract someone and want them and then not want them. It will be hard to be sincere. So we don't know if this person's gullible around finances and emotions, about love, has all the charisma, all the energy, but difficulty making choices. Hard to know who's good or who's bad, who's real or who's not. What girl would you attract, what girl wouldn't you? What do you have to do? What don't you have to do? What do you want? But it's certainly prone to Neptune, to Venus, prone to fantasies. For someone in film or design, this might be really a good thing. But on basic relationships, if someone's not exactly fitting in, wants too much, going to go too much, it's and hard to see, hard to trust it. Like, it's difficult to find sincere relationships or sincere love or appreciation. So you add that confusion there to the moon, which it rules, the Taurus moon, that feels I'm not getting appreciated, I don't fit in anyways. And but you have the dream of having this. Maybe it's the dream of maybe mom died or wasn't there early, and he's dreaming about what he could have but didn't have. And he over idealizes what he wants. And he puts this idealism on anybody he would meet.